started and finished a really tiny 97-page book last night, and I wanted to talk to you guys about it because I have a lot to say. So I discovered this book on Katie Carlson's channel, and it was in her best books of the year. So I found it on Amazon, and it was only available in paperback, but it was only like £3.98, and I thought, it's 97 pages, I can read it as soon as it arrives, I'll give it a go. And it just said it was a horror novella about fame, and I thought it could be quite interesting. And she said this book is not going to be for everyone, and it's quite a lot. And I thought, that's fine. I can do a lot. I can deal with a lot. Oh God. So this is We All Rot Eventually by Mia Ballard. I've not read anything from Mia Ballard before. I know she has, I think, 2 other novels like available. I have not read them yet, but they are on my radar. So I started this last night in bed, and like it literally is only 97 pages. It's tiny. And I said to my partner, I was like, how can I be so bored in such a tiny little book? And I was like a quarter of the way through, so that's only what, maybe like 20 or so pages. So I'm bored. Like, I'm bored, nothing's happening, I don't get it, I'm not interested, the character's boring, like I'm just not into it. And I thought, like, where is this gonna go? So we follow this girl who, she's desperate to be famous. She wants to be an actress, she really wants to be seen, and she has a little brush with fame, and she is absolutely desperate to cling on to it. With that synopsis, like, my brain sort of thought, where is this going to go? And I sort of like, you know, had an inkling of like, well, she's desperate to cling on to fame. Like, what could you do to cling on to that, you know? This does not do what you expect it to do. This book is wild. And there was a point, like, when it first started to get going, which was just sort of after the halfway point, it was like, oh, interesting, like, this is really well done. I'm not enjoying it. I was absolutely not enjoying it, but I was like, this is good. This is a well-written book. And then it just went in like a whole different direction, and I was like, my face was like that. Like pretty much for like the whole last half. I was like, ew, like, oh, ugh, like the whole time. And I'm not into those sorts of books. I'm not a big body horror or gore or graphic violence, or that's not for me. I don't enjoy it. I don't like thinking about it. I don't like reading about it. No, not for me. I like horror. Horror is my favourite genre, but I'm very picky with my horrors. I don't like all the things that I just listed. I don't like gross. I don't like gross. I don't mind gross things like being touched on or mentioned. Like, quite a few of my favourite books have very horrendous things that happen. And one of my favourite books is about children being skinned alive, but it is not detailed. It's like alluded to. It's like one line in the whole like 400-page book. It's like and then that's it. And I think that's how I can deal with that, because that is a horrendous thing, but it's not graphic, it's not lingered on. It's like the horror is supposed to sit with you, because, like, do you know what I mean? You're not supposed to sit with the horror is supposed to sit with you. Like, you're supposed to think of the impact. And I feel it's a reflection, because it's like, that happened ages ago. Yes, it's awful, it's horrific, but it's not happening right now. You don't have to, it's like when you read a news story, you know, and it's like this awful thing happened 50 years ago, and you're not sat in the moment. Whereas like with books like this, when it is going through those violent acts, and you're like in the not for me. Not for me. It was very on the nose. There was no subtlety about this book. I like a bit of subtlety. I like my horror to have meaning. I like it to have something it's reflecting on. I don't like, oh, there's a ghost in your attic and it's haunting you. I like it's grief or it's trauma. I like it to feel a bit metaphorical. I like it to be reflective. I like it to be quite poetic. Horrific and dark and disturbing, absolutely, but handled in a beautiful way. That's how I like my horror, and I know that that is not every book in the horror genre, and that just means some books aren't going to be for me. And this is one of the books that was not for me. No, not for me. Not for me. I didn't mean to do that. That was actually an accident. I meant to balance it on my wash basket. So I have finished that book. I don't want to think about it again. I don't want to talk about it again. I am scrubbing it from my memory and it will not be staying on my bookshelf. I gave it a 2.5 stars. I will read from this author again. I am very interested in the other 2 books. I will be giving the author a try again. Am I an idiot? Maybe. Not a bad book, just not my cup of tea. That's that.
Washing dishes, it's a brand new start. With the music playing, I'm dancing from the heart. Soupy bubbles rising, floating in the air. Every little moment, I'm free without a care. Washing plates is part of the dance. With every splash, I take a chance. Bubbles bouncing, laughter fills the room. Smiles are spreading, chasing away the gloom. Scrubbing pots and pans, I'm moving to the beat. Twisting and turning, it's a rhythm so sweet. The kitchen's my stage, and I'm ready to shine. With every little chore, I'm feeling so fine. Washing dishes, it's a brand new start. With the music playing, I'm dancing from the heart. Soupy bubbles rising, floating in the air. Every little moment, I'm free without a care. Washing plates is part of the dance.
Oh, hello. How are you? I feel like crap. It's my time of the month and I just feel absolutely exhausted. I have no motivation, I have no energy, I just feel bleh. So we are prioritising the cozy everything, cozy vibes, what we are going for. I am going to have a hot chocolate while I read my book. I'm going to have nice low lighting. I might do some journaling. I just want cozy. We had flatbread pizza for tea. I had goat's cheese and caramelized onion flatbreads, homemade, amazing, fantastic. And yeah, I just want to chill out and relax. So I have read a little book. I read the little Amazon original story Kindle Unlimited thing by Josh Malerman. It was only like 51 pages, I think. I just thought I was in the mood for something just quick, easy, low energy. So I thought, you know, a little mini book would be good for that. Oh my God, actually, I don't want to talk about books. I want to talk about heated rivalry. Actually, that is all I've wanted to talk about all day, actually. So everyone has been going on about heated rivalry. And a couple of weeks ago, I was like, oh yeah, let's watch it. And then we saw that it was on Now TV. So I was like, oh yeah, let's pay for a Now TV subscription so I could watch it. Pay for it, and then realised didn't come out until the 10th of Jan. So we've been counting down the days. We binged it all in one evening, absolutely obsessed. I am just left with this hole in my heart now of what do I do? Where do I go from here? What do I do without heated rivalry? I'm obsessed, absolutely obsessed. So I do think I am going to buy the books and give those a go because I can't stop thinking about it. I'm not a romance book person. I really don't like romance, but the romance books that I have liked have all been queer. So that's a positive start. And I love the TV show. I absolutely loved it. I was squealing. I was screaming. I was absolutely beside myself. I was having the best time. So I do think I am going to buy the books and give them a go. Well, I'll buy the first one, see how I feel. We'll probably read the second one, see how I feel. I'm not committing to the whole series, just gonna give it a go. But right now, while I am waiting for my heated rivalry emotions to subside a little bit, I just want cozy and slow. I don't want anything too intense, just chill. So that's why I picked up, oh, I've pressed a button. That's why I picked up It Waits in the Woods. So this is literally, like I said, 51 pages. It's about a girl whose teenage sister went missing in the woods, and a few years have passed and she decides she wants to get to the bottom of what happened. And the woods that her sister went missing in have like a bit of an urban legend about something that might live there or might not live there, who knows. So yeah, literally 51 pages. Don't know how many times I'm going to say that, but yeah, it was okay. It wasn't anything special. It wasn't that scary. I was hoping it was going to be a lot more like tense. For a 51 page horror, I wanted it to be quite like, but it wasn't. It was very easygoing. Wasn't scary. Wasn't tense. Wasn't dark. Wasn't disturbing. It was just words on a page. That's really negative, isn't it? It was nothing. I will forget about this probably in the next couple of hours, but it was on Kindle Unlimited. I didn't have to pay for it. So the next book that I'm going to try this evening, let me get it. So the next book I have picked is The Kamigawa Food Detectives. This is a cozy translated Japanese fiction book. I have not read a cozy like healing fiction Japanese translated thingy. I have not read one yet. I tried Before the Coffee Gets Cold and I didn't like it. I have read Heaven, which is a translated book, but that's absolutely not cozy. That was very dark. So this is sort of a first try for me. But like I said, I just want something cozy. I want something that's not gonna require much thinking, that's not gonna require much emotional energy from me. I just want something I can sail through, because honestly I feel like poo, and cozy healing fiction just sounds like a good idea right now. And also just to sort of like break up my month of reads, because I read a lot of horror, I read a lot of thrillers, I read a lot of dark stuff. So sometimes it's nice to just have something like really short or really cozy, like just a complete vibe change, just to have a bit of a palette cleanser, so to speak. I am gonna read the sample, see how I feel about it, see if it, intrigues me, and then I will come back to you with my thoughts. Hello, sorry if you can hear my wife's Netflix in the background. It's a bit loud, but that's okay. So I, in fact, did not start the Kamigawa Food Detectives. I caved and I bought Game Changer. I am not surprised by this. I can't stop thinking about Heated Rivalry. It is just the best thing that I have watched on TV for a long, long, long time. It is living rent-free in my head. I am obsessed. So I decided to buy the first book in the series. If you didn't know, the TV show follows the characters from the second book, but it does include the characters from the first book a little bit. So I have started with book 1, which is Game Changer, and this follows Kip and Scott. This is not my usual genre at all. I always bang on about how much I don't like romance. Oh my god, my hair is such a mess. I'm sorry, I've just had a shower. I bang on all the time about how much I hate romance. I'm just not that into it. I struggle to get invested in the characters. Like, it's just not for me. Like I said earlier, there are a few exceptions. Mostly I like YA or like teen romance, because they tend to be a lot more wholesome and less serious. Like the adult romances that I've tried, there's always something like horrible going on, and it's like someone's in debt or they're homeless or someone's died, and it's always just so intense. Whereas teen romance is just like, oh no, what if they don't love me back? Like, it's just so easy breezy to read through. It's just not that serious, and it's very cute, and it's just like, it's it gives me like cozier vibes. This was not on my radar. I have seen people go on about sports romances. They're everywhere at the moment. Like, everyone is reading them. And it just has not been on my radar at all. And even reading the synopsis for this book, I'm like, it doesn't pique my interest. But because I've watched the love story play out on Heated Rivalry and I loved it. I mean, I was squealing, especially for Kip and Scott's story. I was absolutely squealing. I was invested. This story follows an NHL hockey player. I don't even know what that means, but he's the captain of a hockey team and he's called Scott, and he meets Kip, who works in a smoothie shop, and he serves him a smoothie and they have like a little bit of chemistry, and they just continue to have these interactions in the smoothie shop. But Scott is not out. He is very much in the closet, talks a lot about like male hockey culture and the beers and the slurs and the women, and how his sexuality does not feel compatible with that culture. So that's quite interesting. I mean, the synopsis, I was just like, like, it just didn't interest me at all. And I do have my problems with this book already. So I'm just under a quarter of the way through. And if I hadn't watched the show, I would have DNF'd this. But because I know where this story goes and I've fallen in love with the characters on TV, it's keeping me going. But this does require a lot of like suspension of your belief. Like, it's not believable in the slightest that these things would happen. And it's very insta-love, which I am not a fan of at all. They just meet and then all of a sudden they're like head over heels with each other. And especially when Scott is risking his career, his reputation, like everything that he has built for this guy that he had like a 2-second interaction with in a smoothie shop and is like head over heels with him, I find a little far-fetched. And even reading it, when I'm like, oh my God, that's so cute, there's this little voice in my brain going, yeah, but really, like, what do they see in each other? Because they haven't had that many interactions and they're like head over heels. And like, what is it that they see in each other is what just keeps like going around in my head, because the interactions are so lovely. It is so cute. And there are little moments where I'm like, oh my God, that's so cute. But then I am like, but why do you feel that way? Because you've met him twice. Like, I don't know, I'm cynical, and I think that's my problem with romance. Like, I need to believe it. I need to have that foundation built. I need to see why these people are in love, and I need to see that being built. But also I don't have the patience for a slow burn, which is probably why romance doesn't work for me, because I get bored if it takes too long, but I'm also cynical if it's too fast. It is cute. It is enjoyable. It's very, very smutty. It's very smutty. This is very, very explicit from the get-go. Like, the sex scenes start within like 20 pages. It's all go. And it kicks straight off with the plot. It starts immediately. So I am enjoying it. I absolutely am enjoying it. I'm just cynical, waiting for the next one. I'm very excited for Heated Rivalry, but I've got to get through this one first. And I did enjoy this love story in the show so much. Like, it was possibly one of my favourite episodes. Loved it. So yeah, this is wild to me that I am actually reading a gay hockey romance. Like, that is just so out of character for me. It's so out of character, but I don't know what to say. It's got me hooked. It's good. What else can I say? Right, so I'm gonna get back to reading Game Changer. Hopefully I can make some good progress.
Just open a book and read, 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 read. Just read, 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 read. If you wanna learn, you gotta open a book. You gotta read, 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 read. If you wanna know more, you gotta do more than look. You gotta read, 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 read,
here with another book update because last night I finished Game Changer. I really enjoyed this book. Obviously, my enjoyment has come off the back of the TV show. I've already said in this video multiple times, but I loved the TV show. It's still living rent-free in my head. I think it's been like over a week since I watched it and I'm still obsessed. Still obsessed. So I picked up the first book in the series. I ended up giving this 5 stars. I think if I hadn't have watched the TV show first, I probably would have DNF'd this. Like, I'm not a romance person and I'm definitely not a smut person. It makes me really uncomfortable reading smut. I don't know why. It just feels like an intrusion on someone's privacy. I'm like, this isn't for me. I'm not supposed to be present. This is a you moment. So I tend to stay away from smut books. But this, I mean, there were times where there would be like 3 sex scenes within like 10 pages and I'd say to my partner, I'd be like, oh, they're at it again. And towards the end, I did sort of skim read the smut scenes because it just, like I said, they're not for me. But all the bits in between, all the cute moments, all of the pining and the romance and those really wholesome moments were lovely. Like I said, I think I probably would have DNF'd this if I hadn't seen the show because I wouldn't have already been invested in their relationship. But because Kip and Scott feature in the TV show, I already had a bit of investment. I knew how it played out. I could imagine the very cute characters. So it made it easier for me to want to read the story and root for them and want a good outcome. It just made it easier to follow. I'm not saying that this is a bad book. I'm not at all. Just because I'm not a romance reader and I'm not a smut reader, I wouldn't pick this up like on my own accord. I wouldn't see this in a bookshop and think, oh yeah, I'll give that a try, because it's not my genre. But because I fell in love with the TV show, it made me pick it up, if that makes sense. And I did have a really good time. There were moments where I laughed, there were moments where I gasped, there were moments where I was like giddy with excitement. It was such... I dropped you. Okay, complete angle change and position change because my camera fell over. I can't remember what I was saying. But basically I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with the series, just like everybody else on the planet at the moment. Heated Rivalry and the Game Changer series has absolutely gripped me and taken over my entire existence. So 5 stars for this book. The next one in the series is Heated Rivalry, which follows Shane and Ilya from the TV show. I am not going to pick it up yet because I don't want Heated Rivalry and the Game Changer series to completely take over my life and to neglect all the other books that I'm excited to read. Also, a 7th book has been announced for like summer this year. And then the 2nd season, I'm hoping will come out maybe around this time next year, like early 2027. So if I binge all 6 books now, I feel like I'm going to hit a really bad slump afterwards because I'm going to be yearning for more books in this universe and there won't be any. And I'll be yearning for more content from the characters, like TV show wise, and there won't be one. And then I think I'm not going to enjoy any other books for a while because I'm just like stuck in this universe. So my plan is to try and read 1 a month. And then I should finish around like June, July. And then I don't have too much time to wait for the 7th book, if that makes sense. I love binging a series. I am a series binger for the most part. Like, if I've read the first book in a series and I love it, I want to read the books back to back. But when I do that, it then really affects my enjoyment of whatever reads next because I've had that like really great reading experience. It's all consuming, the excitement, the fun, and then it ends and you're like, oh, okay. And then, do you know what I mean? Like, you get a bit of a book hangover and I don't want that. So I'm excited to pick up the 2nd book, but I am going to wait until February, which is only a few weeks away. I've not got long to wait, but I think that would be the best course of action for me. So for now, Heated Rivalry and the Game Changers universe is being put aside while I focus on some other things. And luckily this weekend, it is a readathon that I am taking part in for the first time. So I have recently joined a few Patreons for some booktubers that I enjoy watching, mostly because I like reading sprints. I find them really, really helpful, and most content creators now do their sprints through Patreon rather than like free public sprints. So one of the ones I joined is Jade's Patreon, and I'm really, really enjoying being a part of it, to be honest. There's regular sprints and I have access to the Discord and everyone is lovely in there, and it's a lot of fun so far. Another thing that comes as a perk of being a part of her Patreon is she does a year-long Pokethon. I've just noticed my camera is wonky. I really hope you don't mind. So she does a year-long Pokemon themed readathon, and then every so often she does 12-hour readathons where you have some prompts to try and read for extra points within 12 hours. So we are currently in those 12 hours. So I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself because I want to spend time with my wife, I want to spend time with my son. There are things that I want to do on weekends. If I don't manage to read a book in 12 hours, then that's absolutely fine. Life goes on, but it's fun to be a part of. So I am gonna pick up a short-ish story today. Which is 170 pages, so that works in my favour of finishing it in 12 hours. So the book I have picked for that is Cursed Bread. I was under the impression that this was a little shorty horror novella type situation. I didn't think this is horror. I had a look on Storygraph, I had a look on Amazon after I bought it, and it is not a horror. It's literary fiction, which is a little bit disappointing because it was on about like this little town in France, and like just a load of stuff was happening, like maybe animals dying and poison, and I don't know. It sounded like a whole ride. It gave me horror vibes. Like the synopsis, I was like, ooh, horror. And then when I was adding it to my Storygraph after I'd bought it, it was like literary fiction, mystery. And I was like, And I went back to Amazon and saw that it hadn't been put in any of the horror sections. It was in like LGBTQIA+, and it was in mystery, and it was in literary fiction and like women's fiction, and like no one has categorized this as horror. So I think I may have missed the mark a little bit on that, but I'll give it a go anyway. I don't know if I am going to update you on my reading with this. Well, no, I will, because I've mentioned it, so it would be a little bit rude not to at this point. So yes, I will finish this, whether that is tonight, whether that is tomorrow. Oh, I'm turning pages. Yeah, I will update you on my thoughts on Cursed Bread, and then I will probably end the vlog there. I'm going to stop talking, I'm going to go and eat my lunch, and yeah, I will update you on Cursed Bread.